Hi Lakewood Library! My name is Maggie Sullivan and I'm the author and publisher of Ladies of CLE. Ladies of CLE is a collection of stories and photos highlighting the accomplishments and individuality of women in Cleveland. It profiles 20 leading women, from entrepreneurs to artists, activists, elected officials, STEM professionals, and more, who are hustling their way to success really according to their own rules. To me, a boss lady is somebody who boldly chooses her own direction. She often asks, why not me? Why not be the first? Why not be the only person to do what I'm doing? Why not do it here in Cleveland? Why not dream big in pursuit of a better world? The boss ladies featured in this book are leaders and innovators who've achieved great successes, often lifting up others along the way. They hail from neighborhoods all across Cleveland, work in a wide array of industries, and range in ages from 23 to 64 at the time of the interview. We have women who have started their own businesses, like Jackie Wachter of Fount. We have women who have run grueling campaigns, like Jasmine Santana, and been elected to local offices. We have STEM professionals, nonprofit leaders, and so much more. To give you a little peek inside, there's Valerie Mayan, Margaret Bernstein, one of my absolute favorite ladies, Mary Birdie Fletcher, an incredible force, Jill and Jess, some of the greatest hustlers in Cleveland, Jody Berg, the CEO of Vitamix. I created this book because you can't be what you can't see, and around here, women are underrepresented in leadership in almost every industry at almost every level. I feel like we'll never see more women come into positions of power without increasing the visibility and sharing the stories of those women who have already tapped into it. So this book is really meant to be a resource where people can get a glimpse into a lot of different paths. It's basically saying, you know, you can be a fashion designer in Cleveland, you can be a James Beard Award nominated chef, you can be elected to a high political office and make a difference. You can be a CEO, you can be anything. The inspiration for this book came because I love reading nonfiction books about women who I admire, like Nora Ephron, Tiffany Haddish, Michelle Obama, etc. And I loved listening to podcasts like How I Built This, and I really wanted to know what those success stories looked like in my own hometown. I went looking for a book that told the story of a successful woman in Cleveland, and it really didn't exist. And that really fueled my fire just to create it and put together a resource for women who want to live a big life right here in Cleveland. When I had the idea, I just knew it would work. There are so many women who, like myself, long to start creative businesses like Valerie Mayan, or long to open a values-driven fitness studio like Angela Maximo, or want to make a difference in the community like Sam Flowers and Brittany Benton. I thought if I could put together those stories in a book, it would help demystify how to find success as a woman in Cleveland. You know, this isn't happening in some faraway place. This is all happening right here, and this is what it looks like. I thought I'd tell you a little bit about the self-publishing process because it is becoming a really popular option, and I know a lot of people are curious about it. I did pitch the idea to a couple of local publishers, but there ultimately wasn't a good fit, and I ultimately ended up managing the entire publishing process myself. And I'm actually so glad I did, because it gave me a lot of creative freedom and it gave me the ability to own everything. Anybody can self-publish, but I will say that it is not easy, since you're truly handling every little detail yourself, from coordinating schedules to interviewing, writing, reviewing, editing, and just looking over it 200 times over and over again, and then to publishing, finding a printer, marketing, and fulfillment. I work in PR and marketing, so I had a basic understanding of how to put together a cohesive story and package it so it looks nice. Everything I didn't know, I learned by researching online, and a book I checked out from the library, literally called Publish Your Book. I also hired my friend Monica to design it so it looked professional. I truly believe that you can learn to do most things in this life, but I felt like the design of this book was something that I really didn't want to fake, and we did want it to be really graphic heavy on the inside, so having her expertise really helped. It took me 1 year to complete this project, and I'd say about 6 months out of that year I was like the complete hermit, because every waking moment that I wasn't at work, I would have to work on the book if I wanted to get it done. I literally worked riding the bus to work in the morning, I sometimes took long lunch breaks to go interview women in the middle of the day. I worked my weekends away, the bus riding home from work, and I worked from the time I got home till the time I went to bed. And I'm still working constantly to promote the book so that it continues to sell. For this project, all sales actually just go to covering the cost of production. I don't think most people get into book publishing to make a lot of money. I did this to contribute something meaningful to our community and to fill a gap that I saw in local literature. I want other women to be able to access these stories, see themselves represented, and think, maybe I could do that too. And so that we can see more women in leadership and in power locally, nationally, globally, who knows. Today's world, if you have a smartphone, you can really do anything. I recorded all the interviews on my cell phone, I took all the photos on my cell phone, and I think they turned out super fun and printed really well. At one point I was actually going to meet one of the women who I had interviewed in the book, and it was all very official. I came in and they gave me a name tag and they gave me a tour, and they said, do you need a few minutes to get ready? And I was like, nope, I'm ready. A couple minutes go by and the woman comes down and she says, yeah, they told me you were here. And I said, doesn't she need a few minutes to get ready? And they said, nope, it's just a girl and a cell phone. And at the time, of course, I was a little embarrassed, but now I really embrace that this project was done by just a girl and her cell phone. Because it's the truth, and that attitude embodies the entire spirit of this project, the entire spirit of Cleveland, and something that every single woman said in this book, which is that anybody can do anything here if you just start with what you have. It's going to be rocky, it's going to be a long process, and you might not know what you're doing, but you can learn. Starting gives you a better shot at finishing than not doing anything at all out of fear of failure. My favorite quote in the whole book is from Mary Birdie Fletcher. She said, if I knew what it would take to do what I'm doing, I probably would have hesitated to dive into it. I work 24/7. But then again, if it's your passion, your dream, your desire, you just have to know that there's going to be a heck of a lot of work going on behind it. You can't be afraid of work, you can't be afraid of speaking up. People will slam doors in your face. You can't be afraid of being declined or of people turning you down. And that's exactly the message that I hope people take away from this book, that if you put in the work, you can do anything in Cleveland. Thank you so much for being here at my author talk. Boss Ladies of CLE is available for checkout at Lakewood Library. We also have a number of local bookstore and boutique partners that you can buy the book at in store. Check out our website to learn more. Thanks so much!